I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. Fine.
Hey everyone, my name is Jeff and I'm gonna be showing you my Twisting Blades Rogue build. So it has an unlimited crowd control. Our crowd control effects would be freeze, stun, daze, and I'm not really sure if slow is considered as a crowd control effect, but majority of our gameplay would be revolving around crowd controlling enemies, stunning them, dazing them, and freezing them. Also chilling them as well. So yeah, let's start with our gears first. Oh, by the way, from the start of this video, you will be noticing the damage numbers are quite pretty low. It's just that my gears during that time weren't final yet. So basically, the gears that I'm using from that gameplay are from my penetrating shot rogue build. So that also applies at the end of the video for the demo video from the showcase video. It's a penetrating shot gear stats, but right now I almost have the gear stats that I wanted for this Twisting Blades rogue. So let's go ahead and start with our gears first. So aspect is frostbitten aspect. Alright, so this one's gonna be basically freezing enemies, and we get a critical strike damage bonus for every whenever we're attacking frozen enemies. But the thing is, in order for us to freeze them, we need to hit our grenade skills onto those chilled enemies. So this one is interrelated with Penitent Greaves, okay, and also one of our Vicious Hearts, which is Cluster. I forgot what this one's called. But yeah, this Vicious Heart basically stuns enemies. It's based on lucky hit chance. It has a 20% chance to launch a maximum of 5 stun grenades. I'm not really sure the lowest number of stun grenades for this roll, but the highest that I saw was 6 stun grenades. Don't really pay attention on the physical damage. What's really important is that we're gonna be hitting more stun grenades, and that'll freeze the enemies. That's what's really more important. We need to freeze the enemies, to shield enemies. So basically, whenever we're gonna be diving onto mobs, we're gonna be chilling them via our Penitent Greaves. Okay? And then, once they are chilled, they will be stunned using our Vicious Heart. Okay? And then then they'll be frozen via the Frostbitten aspect. Plus, we have an increased critical strike damage. Okay? The more enemies around, the more enemies there are, the more chances of us freezing them. Later on the showcase video, at the end of this video, there's a showcase video, demo video. You'll be seeing how this mechanic works. Alright? So, next one, Umbrews aspect. Basically, we needed this type of aspect for our survivability and critical strike chance as well. So this gives us Dark Shroud gives us damage reduction bonus plus critical strike chance bonus. It's also based on our lucky hit chance, primarily relying on our critical strikes with our marksman skills. Marksman skill is our basic skill, puncture. Alright. Twisting Blade is a cutthroat skill. We're gonna be constantly um rocking this one because we are constantly using puncture for the combo points. So, 3 combo points for our puncture. Worst case, worst case scenario would be just one critical, but I really doubt. Being a rogue, we have a high critical chance. But yeah, um, we're gonna be hitting those marksman skill critical strikes, puncture strikes. Then we're gonna be having free dark shroud shadow. All right. Then we're gonna be survive more. It's really important for us to have an ample amount of damage reduction or defensive stats because we won't be able to take fights if we keep on running into different areas, like trying to survive. I'm avoiding getting killed by different creatures. So yeah, the more we survive, the more tanky we are, the more that we can do damage. All right. So this one's really important. Next one, our gloves. Um, Bursting venoms. Okay, this aspect is really important. Why? Because this gives us an unlimited poison imbuement casts. So that means no cooldown and no charge limit. Alright. How will we know if we have no cooldown and no charge limit? It'll show up here on your screen. This one's gonna be glowing in color gold or yellow, I think. Not really sure. But yeah, it looks like gold for me. It looks gold for me. So click the, just use that poison imbuement whenever you can, and then enemies on top of the toxic pool will be having damage over time as well. As long as you stand on that toxic pool, you'll be having no cooldown and no charge limit. Alright? This one is based on lucky hit chance as well. Relying on the critical strike chances. Okay. 10% chance. Alright. Next, aspect of might. Aspect of might, it's also for our defensive stat bonus, for our survivability. We're gonna be constantly, same concept with Dark Shroud, Shadow. We're gonna be constantly spamming puncture for the 3 combo points and hitting that twisting blades. Whenever we're throwing that puncture knives, we're basically getting damage reduction for 5 seconds. Alright? 20% damage reduction. Alright? The longer time that we have on this aspect, that's gonna be better. It's fixed to 20% damage reduction. So this one's pretty sick. And this type of aspect is really easy to find. Okay, we're done with Penitent Greaves. The thing is, Penitent Greaves is a must for this build for us to shield enemies, stun them, and then freeze them. Okay, without this one, you won't be able to stun the enemies. Not unless you have a different type of build. There are certain aspects that, that can daze or stun enemies, but I think this is the really optimal build for us to freeze, stun, and daze enemies because it doesn't take too much slots or affixes on our gears. Okay? Because the thing is, if we're not gonna be using Penitent Greaves, one of our aspects from our gears will be sacrificed, will be taken off, and they'll be sacrificed, rather than saving a specific affix and using it for this type of build. This is the maximum potential that I could think of so far. But yeah, this one's really good. So Penitent Greaves, it gives us 24% movement speed plus stun, chill, daze, frozen. Those are crowd control effects. So we have an increase of 15% crowd control duration. The lowest one that you could roll for this gear is 7.5 to 18%. 7.5, and then highest one is 18%. But yeah, this one's pretty good. Nevertheless, we really need that type of affix or stat bonus on our gear. Crowd control duration. Next, slow duration reduction, and then cold resistance. Okay, and then whenever we're chilling enemies, unique affix. Whenever we're chilling enemies, we also deal more damage to those type of creatures. So yeah, whenever they're chilled, we deal more damage. Okay. Next is amulet. I prefer putting aspect of disobedience on our amulet for us to maximize our armor bonus. Because I believe if we place this one, usually people place aspect of disobedience on their pants or other defensive gears, basically. Chest, pants. They place this aspect of obedience on those gears. But I prefer, me personally, I prefer putting it on my amulets for me to gain more armor percentage. So yeah, survivability is a thing for me. The more tanky we are, the more damage we can deal to enemies. Alright, next, Blade Dancer's aspect. So yeah, Twisting Blades will be revolving around our character, and then whenever we're dashing out or dashing into enemies, that Twisting Blades that was revolving around our character will be returning to us. So the further that we are from the Twisting Blades that we left from point A, the more damage that Twisting Blades returning damage will be. Alright? So whenever the Twisting Blade travels from point A going to point B, it deals return damage to all enemies towards its path. Alright? Twisting Blades. Alright, Blade Dancer's aspect. Next is... I forgot the name of this aspect though. Corruption aspect. But you can either use this aspect, or unstable imbuements. I prefer using unstable imbuements. The reason why I had this one equipped, the corruption aspect, I've been experimenting this aspect, but I prefer this one. I find this one stronger, unstable imbuements. Alright. And also, it maximizes our bursting venoms aspect. It maximizes the potential of our bursting venoms aspect. Okay? Because remember, from the bursting venoms aspect of bursting venoms, we don't have any charge limit or no cooldown at all. Whenever we're on top of the toxic pool that we have just created from our critical strikes. So yeah, thing is, we're gonna be constantly spamming our toxic no poison imbuement. We're gonna be constantly spamming our poison imbuement. That means more imbuement damage and constant imbuement effects. All right. Next, weapons. So weapons. So people primarily use crossbow instead of a bow. There are some people who uses bow, but for me, it's pretty useless. Vulnerable damage, vulnerable damage bonus is really OP in this game. It's really nice to have, rather than this damage bonus to distant enemies from the bow alone. Vulnerable damage is really important. It makes us clear a pack of mobs faster rather than a simple damage bonus from a bow, distant enemies. So yeah, crossbow is better. Even the popular streamers are using crossbows instead of a bow. All right, but yeah, aspect for this one is pestilent points. So we're gonna be constantly spamming our puncture for the combo points. Every third cast of puncture, it'll be poison imbued. And then when it hits enemies, it has a high damage potency. So that's 280% for my aspect. Alright. But because I'm using a double-handed weapon, that's why the effect will be plus 100%. But on a normal note, on a normal um bonus for this one, it's 150%. Okay. I mean, you can put it on your rings or other gears, but I prefer placing it on my crossbow, my double-handed weapon. Next is dagger, ancestral unique dagger, Ashara's Conjurer. So constant spamming of our puncture. It's a basic skill slash marksman skill. It gives us basic skill damage, damage to close enemies bonus, damage to crowd control enemies. We have movement speed after 4 seconds after killing an elite. No, movement speed for 4 seconds after killing an elite. And then lucky hit chance bonus. So basically, all the stats from this ancestral unique dagger is really beneficial all in all for this type of build. This one is a must. Okay, I've already tried using a ancestral unique sword, but I find this one better because of its unique affix. So whenever we are hitting with this weapon, it increases our attack speed by 6%, and then it gradually raises up to 30%. Okay, attack speed is important. Next, rapid aspect. Some people choose to place, what type of aspect is that one? Critical strikes with our core skills. Forgot that one. Accelerating aspect, yeah. Critical strikes with our core skills. Basically increases our attack speed. That's the accelerating aspect, but I prefer using rapid aspect rather than that one because we are already gaining attack speed from this ancestral unique dagger. Okay, so basically we're starting off our attacks using our puncture skill. Okay, so 3 combo points, 1, 2, 3. That's our basic skill. We're starting our attacks using our puncture, and I have tried using the accelerating aspect. It throws puncture knives really slow. Plus, for the Ashara's Conjure, starting bonus, attack speed bonus would be 6%. Um, that is why it's really reliable, or it's really viable for us to use rapid aspect instead of accelerating aspect, because we need to have that instant attack speed bonus boost from our basic skill attacks. For our basic skill attacks. Okay. So yeah, that's basically it. For the stats, it's pretty simple. For our defensive gear such as helm, chest, pants, we need defensive stats. Okay? We need defensive stats. So as you can see from my chest armor, it's not yet final. This was from my penetrating shot build. I'm gonna be changing this one. to full defensive stats. As you can see, it's a glass cannon penetrating shot build. I'm gonna be changing this to defensive stats. I'm gonna be taking maximum life, armor, damage reduction. Those are important. So defensive gears, again, it's total armor, damage reduction from close enemies, damage reduction from distant enemies, damage reduction while injured. What else? Total armor. Yeah, those stats. Those are really good. Or you can also use like dodge. You can add dodge on your dodge chance on your gears. But yeah, those are the primary stats that we need to have. Those are must have. Okay. For our offensive stats, for our offensive gears, we need lucky hit. Lucky hit is good, but you cannot. I mean, you can take out lucky hit. You can op it out. But what's really important is that critical strike damage. That's must have. It's a must. Critical strike chance, damage to poison, vulnerable damage, and then you can also have stat bonuses such as intellect, dexterity. Number one is intelligence for critical strikes. Okay, and then dexterity for skill damage and dodge chance. Oh yeah, critical strike damage again. Critical strike damage, critical strike chance, vulnerable damage. You can also have dexterity and damage to poison. If you have those, you'll be fine. That's gonna be for our offensive gears. And then for our weapon, you can have those stats as well. Critical strike chance, critical strike damage, vulnerable damage, damage to stun, dexterity, core skill damage. You can focus on getting core skill damage, or critical strike damage, critical strike chance, and vulnerable damage. If you have those four on your weapons, it'll be pretty OP. Not that OP, but you're gonna be pretty strong. What if you can't get like all of those affixes on your weapons? It's totally fine as long as you have critical strike damage and critical strike chance or vulnerable damage or core skill damage. You're fine. So make sure you have those stats. A little bit of everything will do. If you can get a perfect roll on your affixes or I mean your stats, that's gonna be great. Oh yeah, those are the things that we need for our gears. Okay, next let's hop on to our Paragon board. Okay, I haven't done leveling up yet my Paragon board. I mean my glyphs for this Paragon board. But here's what I did. So prime, maximum life, bonus damage, closer for survivability, reduced damage. We need to have that additional bonus. So I'm still leveling this one up. Skillful, bonus damage, and then lawless for armor bonus. Alright. Next board. Tracker. Okay. Then cheap shot. The more enemies around our rogue, the more damage, the more increased damage bonus that we can have for our character. Okay. So again, it's tracker and cheap shot. Calculated armor bonus, and damage to crowd control. This is really important to have, because we're gonna be constantly crowd controlling enemies. This one a must have. Devious, bonus damage to crowd control again. And damage reduction to slowed enemies. Okay? Because whenever we're chilling enemies, we are slowing them as well. Then safeguard, damage reduction from elites and armor bonus as well for survivability. Then oppress, bonus damage to crowd control enemies and critical strike damage bonus. This one's really perfect for this type of build. So yeah. Next, I'm gonna be doing this one slow, so you can, if you don't wanna click the link on the description, you can just follow this one out. Okay. Next board. Deadly ambush, critical strike chance bonus, critical strike damage bonus. Affected by our trap skills. Okay. Glyph, diminish. All right. 85% bonus to all rare nodes. So rare nodes would be the yellow ones. Okay. Armor bonus and potion healing for survivability. Cunning, damage reduction for survivability. Engineering, damage bonus. Alright. And again, diminish. Deadly ambush and diminish. Go down. Tricks of the trade. I'm not gonna be getting this one. Then glyph will be turf. Alright. Rare nodes, damage bonus, and damage reduction. Get brawler. This one's really important. Lawless for the armor bonus, survivability, damage bonus from the focused rare node. Next one. This one's insane. Havoc. Critical strike damage. Damage bonus. Then I'm planning to have exploit weakness here. Straightforward. Put it this way. Is it exploit weakness? No. It's not an exploit weakness. Let's see. I forgot what I have. I think it's no weaknesses. Yeah, no weaknesses. I remember now. Yep, no weaknesses. Alright, good. I'm not gonna be getting this one because we're basically using a non-ultimate skill build. So the way that I'm gonna be doing the Paragon board, this last board, after hitting this gate, I'm gonna be making my way to this one, this one, this one here, this one here, here, here. Go up for that strength bonus. Get that strength, dexterity, getting this, this, and this. And then get this dexterity, get this one, hit this glyph socket, and then you need to get, let's check my notes, Bane. So for Bane, we gain additional 5 strength for each, no, additional increased poison damage for each strength that we have purchased within the glyph range. Oh yeah, we use no witnesses and then Bane. Then after hitting this glyph here, glyph node here, glyph socket, get this strength, and then go up here, okay, here, here, then here, here, then get this for the damage bonus, then get this node here, get this node, make your way here, get this int, get this strength as well, and get this strength as well. Then go back, get this node here, make your way straight up to here, then get this rare node. This one's really important for the damage bonus. Alright? Then make your way into getting all these magic nodes. Alright? So yeah. You can click the link on the description for this build, for this planner. I mean for the planner for this build. But yeah, that's about it for the Paragon board aspects, tiers, and now for the skill tree. I'm gonna be doing this one quick. So puncture, hands puncture, fundamental puncture, twisting blades, 5 points on twisting blades, enhanced twisting blades, improved twisting blades. This one's really important. We need to get this one here, max this one out, and siphoning strikes. So max out sturdy and siphoning strikes. Okay. Shadow step for switching. So if it's gonna be a room full of elites, especially if they have an insane amount of crowd control skills, you can take out, you can remove shadow imbuement and then place shadow step instead. But on a normal run, I'm running shadow imbuement. On a normal nightmare dungeon, I'm running shadow imbuement, and then if there's gonna be a room full of elites, I'm switching it to shadow step. Reason is that this skill basically gives us, I mean, it makes us unstoppable to cancel out the crowd control effect on our rogue. So yeah, you can remove this one. I mean, you can remove shadow imbuement and switch it to shadow step, but make sure that you get shadow imbuement as well. Only 1 point for the shadow imbuement. Wait, going back, shadow step 1 point, dash 1 point, and then rapid gambits 1 point, concussive 1 point. You can get trick attacks. All right, but I'm still thinking of it. I'll be updating the guide if I find this one pretty good. But yeah. Alright. Next one. Dark Shroud. One on Dark Shroud. Just one. Then enhance Dark Shroud. Then make your way to countering Dark Shroud. This one, max this one out. Exploit for damage bonus. Or you can like make two here and place 1 point on trick attacks. Right. Let's try this one out later. But yeah, still thinking of it. Let's see. Let's see. Poison trap, enhanced poison trap, subverting poison trap. Next, shadow imbuement, enhanced shadow imbuement, blended shadow imbuement for the vulnerable effect. Then precision imbuement for the critical strike chance bonus, and then poison imbuement. Yep, poison imbuement. You can max this one out, but it's totally fine for me not maxing this one out. Um, Next is enhanced poison imbuement, then blended poison imbuement. You can either use blended poison imbuement or mixed poison imbuement. Okay, either of them, both of them are really good. So either way, you're still gonna be benefiting. So that's really good. These are good, but I prefer using blended poison imbuement. Next is the deadly venom for the increased poisoning damage. Just one on this. Just one on deadly venom. And then alchemical advantage. Okay. We're gonna be poisoning a lot of enemies, so 1% will increase up to 15%. So that's enough. And it's gonna be pretty quick. Because we're gonna be, so you can see, and especially after this video, at the end of this video, I mean, you'll be seeing how quickly this one procs. Okay. And then the debilitating toxins for survivability or damage reduction. Okay. Then you can opt this one out, but I like getting frigid finesse because we'll be constantly chilling and freezing enemies. Is for the damage bonus. But yeah. Next one, trap mastery or critical strike chance. Then innervation. And you can just like put 1 point here, but I like putting 2 points. Right? And then Alchemist's Fortune for the non-physical damage bonus. Sorry, non-physical damage lucky hit chance. So, yep. Again, Alchemist's Fortune, non-physical damage. So these are non-physical damage. Shadow Imbuement, Poison Imbuement, and Cold Imbuement. Those are non-physical damages. Next, Adrenaline Rush. Okay, and then Haste. Some people max this one out. It's totally fine, but 1 point for me, 1 point here for me is enough. But yeah, you can max this one out. It's totally fine. And then close quarters combat. All right. So we are constantly how this thing works. The thing is, we're gonna be constantly damaging enemies using our puncture for the combo points, plus twisting blades after 3 attacks on puncture, or after reaching 3 combo points, we hit twisting blades. So that means whenever we are dealing damage with our puncture and our twisting blades, we're getting both bonuses from close quarters combat. So damaging a close enemy with puncture will grant us 10% attack speed. Damaging enemies using our twisting blades will also grant us a 10% attack speed bonus for 8 seconds. While those are active, marksman and cutthroat attack speed bonus, while those bonuses are active, we will be having an additional 30% increased damage against crowd control enemies. We're gonna be constantly crowd controlling enemies, so we're gonna be having this type of damage bonus for our rogue. This one's pretty insane, bro. Like, oh my god. You're gonna be enjoying this build. So yeah, skill assignment here. Please bear with me. I use QWER. Alright. Then remember, you can switch this shadow step to shadow imbuement. But yeah, if you are new to the game, please use shadow step. Okay. So if you get stunned, frozen, or any crowd control effect, you can cancel the crowd control effect right away by using shadow step. Okay. Because you become unstoppable. Alright. So skill tree, gear stats, Paragon board, and we're done. I'm gonna be placing the link in the description, so please don't forget to check it out. And then there's gonna be a demo video. Alright, so please watch it if you'd like, and please like, comment, and subscribe. So yeah, I hope you'll enjoy my video, and I hope that you'll enjoy this build, and see you soon. Thank you so much, everyone.
Tongue-tied midnight. You can say all that you want, but you and I were meant for this. You know, sometimes we hide behind this illusion that we're done. Oh, please see that you're wrong in this. I don't fall in love cause I'm here tonight. I don't wanna say it, but it just feels right. I took a pill just to pass the time. I wanna stay at the back of your mind. We've seen it all before, and don't get me wrong, but I'm done with these games. But I'll hold on to faith. You and I are stuck on this. I can't seem to let it go. It's not too late. Just show it your face this time. I still feel like you lied about the way that you can't love. We should have never let this go. No, we were the cats on the summer nights, kids in the street that got it right. Every time I felt to let go, every time I felt to let go. We've seen it all before, and don't get me wrong, but I'm done with these games. But I'll hold on to faith. You and I are stuck on this. I can't seem to let it go. It's not too late. Just show it your face this time. You can knock me down, but I'll find a way. She said you don't know. She said you don't know. If this is what you want, if you wanna go, I'll have to go and let it breathe. I'll be waiting here to see. I don't know if everything will be alright. Sometimes you gotta let go, 'cause I gotta let you go.
Any more time?
Ang
Any more
poison
time?
doon.
I'm not ready yet.
Nandiyan ko eh. Ay, nag-EF kaya ito. Ano to? Petal.
I'm not ready yet. I need more energy. I need more time.
Dire-diretso yung buhay nito.
Tamang UPS na.
I need more time.
Weird ba to sa akin? Yeah.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
Barber ka ba?
Hmm?
Barber ka?
I need more
Hindi.
time.
Doon na ba?
Barber ka? Sabihin ko sana.
Ba't walang lumalabas na ano?
Hindi, sabihin ko sana may damage ako.
Ah,